Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to my home here in East Tennessee on this beautiful morning in May. I just wanted to give you an update on my African violets today. The last time I did a video on them, I just had 2 of them, and my collection has substantially grown since then. As you all know, I started out with this gorgeous Frozen in Time right here. She is one of my favorites. And then I also have back here my Amour Elite. That's the pinky purpley one there on the left. And as you see, I've got quite a little forest of African violets now. I'm propagating some. I've already sent some that I have propagated, and they have new homes. And I also have, I'm really excited about this one right here. This is what Tammy sent me back in, let's see, in October. That one has a peach bloom, and then in front of that one is another one that I propagated. This one right here that Tammy sent me. It's beautiful. It's got white blooms with that purple tinge, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So my collection, it has grown quite a bit. So some of you have asked me, what am I doing? How am I growing them? So I just thought, let's do a morning video. I normally don't do morning videos. I normally do them in the afternoon. But as you see, this is the best time to film my African violets because they're getting the morning sun, which is absolutely the best sun to give your African violets. So rule number 1 is you put them in a morning sun window. That is where they just do the best. They don't burn, they get just the right amount of light, and boy, do they ever grow quickly in an eastern facing window. Okay, so how often do I water them? That's the other question I'm asked. I water mine about once a week. That just seems to be the formula for success for me. I use still the Schultz African Violet Plus. I use this once a week, and then about once a month I wash out everything with just clear water. In other words, I just water with just plain water because salts can develop in your pots and actually damage your plants. So you don't want to use this every single time that you water. You want to flush out your pots with clear water about once a month. And if you follow my orchid channel with my, just my orchid videos, I should say, you'll know that I have been using Jack's Part A and Part B with my orchids. When these guys right here were growing, I used the Jack's Part A and Part B, and look at the lush growth that I got. Now when they're blooming, I like to use the African Violet food because it doesn't have quite so much nitrogen in it. It encourages more blooming. But while these were growing, I used the Jack's Part A and Part B, and they grew like nothing I have ever seen. So if you happen to have that, you can use that on your African violets as well. And several of you have asked me what kind of soil I use. I use the Sungrow Black Gold, and it comes in this big bag. I buy this off of Amazon, and I like this. This is all I've ever used, and my plants have grown really well in it. And as you all know, I love making my own orchid pots, my own African violet pots. What I have most of these growing in are these little 4-ounce Chinette plastic cups. I just drill holes in the bottom, and that's what I use, and they grow really well. Let me show you. I'm propagating one of the leaves from Frozen in Time, and I can show you what that looks like. Okay, here we go. My Frozen in Time leaf. I put about that much soil in it just when I'm propagating it, and then when when it has the baby and it starts growing and the baby starts getting large enough, what I do is I just pop this out, put more soil on the bottom of it, and it is good to go. So I've got some of my mature plants growing in this size pot. They do very, very well. I can't really show you the holes. Well, yeah, there we go. See the holes on the bottom? Very easy way to propagate. And I believe that I buy a package of 20 of these Chinette cups at the store for like $5. So that is a very cost-effective way. And I think that the pots are pretty as well. And I water from the bottom. I take one of these little ramekins, put the pot down in the ramekin, and I fill it up, about 2/3 of the way, and it just kind of soaks everything up from the bottom. I like to take a pipette and soak the top just a little bit as well. I think that it's watered more thoroughly that way. I think maybe the next time that I repot, I might try some wicks and see how those work. But for me, this works really well as a watering and fertilizing method. And I have to show you this little beauty that Tammy sent me back in October. As you can see, here is the mother leaf here on the right. But I used the method of just, when I propagated this, I had about half this much dirt in this pot. And you can see it's already bloomed. They don't bloom for you until they get root bound, until they get really comfortable in their home. And so once it started blooming, I just popped the whole thing out. I did not disturb the roots. And then I just added soil to the bottom. And as you see, it's beautiful, it's happy, it's thriving. I love this one. It's beautiful. Thank you, Tammy. And here's another one that Tammy sent me. It has a peach bloom to it. From what I understand, this violet is a vining violet. This is going to be very, very interesting for me. I've never had one that grows quite this way. But as you see, it's got a bud in there, and I am growing it in my homemade little Chinette crystal pot. I love these things. So let me give you a really, really pretty overview of my frozen in time. I love this violet. The leaves on this violet, just the leaves are so beautiful. But the blooms, they're really not captured that well on camera. They actually have like a lavender tint to them. So it's just absolutely beautiful. And let me show you Amour Elite as well. Here is Amour Elite. This is one that my sister gave me a few years ago, and it's now huge. The interesting thing about these leaves is the back side of these leaves are purple. I can't get a hold of one to show you. Oh, there we go. But do you see how the back of these leaves match the blooms? It's beautiful. And the leaves on this one are huge. So I love this plant as well. And there in the back underneath the aloe leaves, those are more of those beautiful purple violets that, that Patrick sent me. One leaf he propagated for me had 9 individual plants. What a prolific plant. So right now I have 7 of them. I have given 2 of them away, but these are just, they are so pretty, and they have grown so very quickly, especially with that Jack's A and B fertilizer. The leaves just grew so quickly. And as I end the video, I will give you a beautiful shot of frozen in time. Absolutely gorgeous little not orchid, little violet. And if you all are interested in my fertilizer video that I mentioned about the Jack's A and B, I'm going to put that in the description box below so that you'll know what I'm talking about. But like I said, if you have this Schultz African Violet Plus, this is a very good one for African violets. I recommend it. So if you've got this, then you're good to go. And before I go, I'd love to say the blessing over you and your families. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you His favor and give you His peace. Thanks for watching, everybody. You all have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.